Give me 1 second. I need to check and see who's here. Who is here? All right, let's look and see who's. I'm so excited for today. Okay, obviously we need to turn the volume down. Okie dokie. I gotta get my glasses. Alrighty. Let's see who's here. I guess I can use this to respond to your guys' comments and stuff. What is going on? If you're here, let me know. That's so strange. Can't seem to bring those up. Hi, Deidre. I don't know why I can't bring my... Let me close this out all together. Of course, always something has to happen. Hi, Trina. Is it Trina? Am I saying that right? Hi, how are you? It should just come up that I'm live. I don't know why it's not doing it. Why is it not doing it? Oh, now it's doing it. Ugh. Oh my goodness gracious. Of course. Okay, let's see who's here. We have Trina. Hi, Trina. How's it going? Hi, Deidre. Hi, Karen. Hello. Angie. Am I feeling better? Yes. Hi, Kristen. Hello. Hi, Monica. I'm pretty sure. Oh, thank you, Trina. You're so sweet. I'm pretty positive I had the keto flu. I can go into that maybe at the end, but I did keto last year and I kept it up for like 6 months and I lost like 30 something pounds. Hi, Dixie. And it was great. And I did not have the keto flu. Like I didn't really have any issues. And so I think my luck ran out because I pretty sure I got the keto flu this time. So it is subsiding. I think I might have had a touch of the stomach bug too, but it was actually a little harsher than I thought it would be. So that's interesting. Because people talk about it, but I didn't get it the first time. So I was like, oh, no big deal. It's a big deal. I couldn't even think. So I'm feeling better. But today, what we're going to do is I've been doing a series on my channel for quite a while called Your Wig Questions Answered. Now, I'm going to be answering your wig questions live. I actually prepared because I didn't actually get questions. So I have a list, and these were questions that have been on my Facebook page that I haven't answered. So I do have a bunch that I can answer whether you ask me a question or not. Can you hear me okay? I don't know if I asked that. So I did come prepared. Before we get into it, this is California Beach Waves from Tressler, and she's in the color EL142610. EL142610. That's their Euro Light. And then this is the realistic fibers. Thank you, Dixie. And they are on a special this month, 40% off, which is crazy. There's like 7 styles. Oh, I do have a mic. I do have a microwave. I have a microphone. I guess I'm not 100%. I do have a microphone. So good, you can hear me. I'm just in my studio in my pink chair. Let me just show you in my little pink chair that I'm in, or not my studio. This is my store. I guess it's my studio now because I film here too. And yeah, I'm just here. I'm going to answer your questions. So if you have a question, go ahead and put it in the chat. All right. And I will just go off the list of the questions that I got unless you have a question that you want me to answer. We'll be here for about an hour. And I'm thinking about doing this like, what do you think? Once a month, twice a month? What would you like? Because I know I'm, doing the live sales and doing all that, but I never want to neglect the coaching and the education. That's the most important part to me. Never want to neglect that. So, once or twice a month I can do. You just let me know if you think you have that many questions, but yeah. Okay. This beautiful girl is Tressler's Trend in the color 3332R4. 3332R4. So in case you're wondering. All right, so before I get to my list, let's answer because Karen has a question. Okay, so the first, let me show you that. Look at how gorgeous the color is. I didn't realize how different this one was because it's like 3332R4. I thought it'd be similar to the one that you got, Karen, which I think, what was that, like the 130 or something? But it's actually not that similar. So, okay. So before we get started on your wig questions answered, one of the things that I'm going to be able to do, I'm giving me the own power, is if you have a question that I feel like needs more of a full demonstration, I'll do sort of like a surface level answer, but I will write it down and make sure that I make a standalone video on that, so you'll still get it. But if I feel like it makes more sense to actually do like an in-depth video, I am going to reserve the right to veto a full answer now, and then I'll do a video on that. So if you guys ask some great questions, then you'll be able to determine what the content will be. So yeah, okay, well, let's get started. All right, so Karen's asking, is it true that the back end of your wig should be just under the ridge and not pulled all the way down to your neck? So do you mean like the back, like the nape? Is that what you mean? Is it true that the back end of your wig should be just under the ridge and not all the way down your neck? If you're talking about the nape, let me know and I will clarify that, okay? Yes, the nape. So some of that's going to depend on your measurement. So like we talk, thank you, Kristen. So she's saying the occipital ridge. So some of us actually don't have like a pronounced occipital bone. I actually have a full video on that, and it talks about like, do you have like sort of a flat head, people call it. I actually don't have a pronounced occipital bone, so my head doesn't like kind of go out like that, which makes wearing wigs a lot easier. So I would say in general that the nape shouldn't, like if you bend your head back, this is, again, I should preface this. All of the advice that I'm giving, all of the information, this is just my experience. I've been wearing wigs, if you're new here, more than 10 years. I've been doing coaching. I have probably tested out, well, as a wig coach just on YouTube, I had over 1,500 videos. So I've tried thousands of wigs, okay? So this is my opinion. Not everybody's going to agree. And if you have additional information in the chat, you know, let's do that. Let's all learn together. But I'm just giving you my experience and my 2 cents, I guess. But I think in general, and this goes to more of like, so that it doesn't get as like bunched up and stuff, I think it should go right under. So if you, let's say you have an occipital bone, you have that round occipital bone, it should sit and hug right underneath there. Let me get one of these girls to help me demonstrate that. It should sit right underneath there. What you don't want to have happen is when you bend your head back, it kind of flip and fold, if that makes sense. So do you have, yeah, so let's use her. So she has, you know, something that's pretty pronounced. Hi, Kim. So it should sit right about here. If it's sitting right in this area or longer, you're going to, A, it's going to ride up. B, you could get some friction and it could like, you know, tangle up a lot of the hairs there. And it's probably just like not going to be that comfortable. So it should sit right in here so that you can bend your head this way, that way. You should be able to move your head. Ooh, I just cracked my neck. You should be able to move your head either way and not feel it like fold. Does that answer your question, Karen, or not? Some of that's going to be the fit, whether you are someone that needs a petite cap, an average cap. But for me, when we do measurements, and when I do measurements on people here in the boutique, we do your circumference. And a lot of people just measure their size of wig based on just the circumference, right? So I'm 21.5 inches. That actually puts me in the petite average. So like right in right on the line. But then you have your ear to ear measurement and then your front to back measurement. My ear to ear measurement makes me petite. So if you just went on that, it would be petite. And then my front to back puts me in the average. So unfortunately, like the fit and everything, even if it's the right circumference from you, depending on what your ear to ear measurements are and your front to back measurements are, it still could be an issue for you. If you have a flat occipital bone like me, I have issues even like back before when I had my bio hair, like wearing headbands was always an issue. Like the headbands that went all the way around, it was like such a pain in the runker, okay? Because I had that flat occipital bone. I have, like I said, I already have a full video on that, on tips and tricks on what to do about that. So if you, I'll actually put it in the chat. So if you want to learn more about that, like what you can do about it to make it secure, unfortunately, on some level, you will just have to be sort of pulling it down a little bit. But there are some things that you can do. Let me go ahead and put that in the chat. Ooh, why am I in all caps? Flat occipital. Because I do have a full video on that and you might find it helpful. All right, so I'm going to copy that and put that right in the chat and then you can go ahead and check that out. Check that out. Check that out. People. Okay, so let's scroll back because someone else had asked a question. Karen, I hope I answered your question. If there's some more about that, you can ask me a follow-up. That's totally cool. She said I might need that trend too. Yeah. Do you have to completely wet down the heat-friendly wig when you're using a flat iron to restore the fibers? So I'm going to give you sort of a disclaimer. I don't feel the way, it seems like I have like unpopular opinions about heat safe fibers. Maybe I just need to do an unpopular opinions video. I don't feel the same way as other people do about heat safe fiber. In terms of like wetting your wig down to use a flat iron to restore your fibers, Angie, can I ask you, what type of flat iron are you talking about? Are you talking about a traditional flat iron just made for like bio hair? Are you talking about like the Renee Paris flat iron? I feel like it's really important to determine what tool we're talking about. I don't wet my wigs down like that to restore the fibers. I actually spot do it. So if it is a non-heat safe, oh, the cool flow. If it's a non-heat safe, so if it's a non-heat safe fiber, that's a total different animal, okay? If we're talking about heat safe fiber, honestly, I just use like the Tressalor dual leave-in conditioner. I'll grab that in case some people don't know what I'm talking about. I'm in the store so I can grab all this stuff. And give me a second. Okay, I love this headband. This comes free with the Tressalor wigs that are 40% off. And you know me and the bangs. I was trying to get it so it would just keep the bangs out of my face, but I just threw it on, so that's not helpful. So what I do is I use this dual leave-in conditioner from Trestec. And I get this a lot, like, let's use this one for example. I get this a lot, like, you know how I wear the Belle Tress like Dolce 23 or, you know, that are really long and straight. I actually just concentrate on the areas that need fixing, and it's usually like from here down. So I would just spray the dual leave-in conditioner in, sort of like comb it through, and then I work the tool. I've actually been loving that Envy Air Styler for that a lot. But I would work the tool. You can also, and I do suggest maybe using like a little bit of a thermal heat spray, like the Jean Bruno thermal heat spray or something. Also, the Renee Paris Protect spray is designed, it's actually a thermal spray too. It doesn't necessarily say that right out. Let me get that and I'll show you. I don't have a Protect spray. So there's a Protect spray and then there's, it's this Revive liquid enhancer. This is actually will like sort of coat the fibers and help reduce the frizz. And this will help if you are using a heat tool. They use this one with the Renee Paris flat iron. So long story short, I don't like wet my whole wig down. I do find though that water can be like your best friend. Heat safe fibers or no, I always tell people before you do anything, even before you do a lot of product or what have you, try water first. So like try washing it, try like, you know, wetting it, letting it dry, detangling it, all that, and see what happens. And then I would just concentrate on the areas that need to be fixed. Again, if it's a longer wig, it's going to be usually about here down, shoulder width down is where you start getting it pretty janky, right? So that's my long, unnecessary answer to that. Hopefully that answers your question. Kim says she just missed it with water or conditioner and she doesn't totally wet the wig. I wouldn't do that. And I don't think that it's, you know, an issue. Okay. So that was Angie's question. If you have a follow-up to that, Angie, please let me know. All right, next up is people are talking about their wigs riding up and how annoying it is. Very annoying. I wore it closer to the ridge or the occipital bone yesterday for the first time and it seemed to be more comfortable, less movement. Where were you wearing it before? Just curious, Karen. So you were wearing it where I was showing. I'm just curious where you were wearing it before yesterday. So Trina says, I really get annoyed when the grip slips and then the wig follows. Absolutely. That's why I use the Milano Wig GripCap, because I feel like for the riding up issue and all of that kind of stuff, I don't find that this does that because it's all one piece. When you have a separate grip and a cap or not cap your hair or whatever, I feel like I don't have as much issues at all when I use this Milano Wig GripCap, which you can get on my website. There's a lace version and a regular version. I actually prefer the non-lace version. But if you feel like you need lace, you can do that. But I use the non-lace version. And quick side note, some people are like, well, what color wig grip or wig cap should I get? You should actually get the color that's closest to the root color of the wig. And some people don't necessarily know that. I'm going to put this headband over there because it just doesn't want to cooperate with me today. So, isn't this so pretty? Oh, I love this California Beach waist. And this is in the new realistic fibers. Okay, so next, Angie says, do you offer services for reviving a wig? Yes, I do. It is on my website. I do, and if it's not listed, it should be. Let me check really quick, because there's a bunch of services. I do a bunch of services on my wig, thinning wigs, reviving. Let me just make sure, because I'm saying that, and I'm like, is it actually live? If it's not, I will make sure it's up tonight, but I absolutely do that. I also take video of the wigs that I fix for people. And then I make videos on that so that people can see what I did. Even the customer can see what I did in case you have questions or you want to do like a follow-up or whatever. It should be under wig customization. So it's actually not listed, but I do it. So I'll make sure that it's up tonight. Right now I have the lace cutting, the toning, the plucking, the thinning. I'll put the restoration on there. I'll get that up for you. But I'm going to copy the link so that you have it. And absolutely, yes, I do it. I actually do it quite often. Maybe I should talk about it more. I just forget to talk about the stuff. So I do all the stuff for you, and then you don't have to worry about it. And it just goes by length. I have a trend that is crispy. I think we talked about that before. I cannot get the curls right. Yes, I can do that for you, and I will be sure that that gets up. If it's not up, Angie, tomorrow, do you mind just reminding me? You know me. Because I actually thought it was already up, but it's not. Okay, next question. Kristen says, I sew in snap clips to my shorter wigs to keep them down in the back. Kristen, tell us more. What do you mean by snap clips? I'm intrigued. Hi, Samantha. How are you? Samantha says, as of late, I'm leaning on half wigs. Ooh, with a wide headband. Love it. Love it. This is because I'm so awful at the hair in my face. Me too. Love your channel. Thank you, doll. Love you so much. I'm a huge fan of a half wig and a headband, like the cheetah headband or like those, like the wide headband or the soft touch headbands that I sell. To me, it's like, especially if you want to throw on and go and look great, there you go. If you have an issue where you feel like the, what's the word? Like we call it the line of demarcation, where you can kind of tell where it's from your head to a wig, especially if it's not a lace front. Throw on a wide headband, a half wig. It's so amazing. It's fast. It's easy. I really suggest it for newbies, especially when you're trying to get used to like wearing wigs, the mental part of it, because with the headband, you don't have this area here. People are always like searching and be like, can you tell? Can you not tell? Almost always people can't tell. It's in our heads, but it is a mental shift. I think wig wearing is like, I was going to say 50% mental. I really think it's like maybe 75% mental, I would say. 75% mental. Okay, so that was Miss Samantha. Kristen says, longer wigs aren't as noticeable when they ride up, at least for me. Absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. Because you don't have to worry about people aren't looking. And even if they are, it's, it just kind of masks it. So that is perfect. Karen said, before I was pulling it down as far as I could. Yeah, I think inadvertently, without knowing it, you were pulling it down, which I just did, and it kind of like feels more secure. But then as I move, I'm pushing it up because I'm at that bend. So if you're on the other side of the bend, even though it might feel on your head that it's like too high, it's not going to be pushing up, because like when you move your head. So when you put your wig on, no matter if you pull it down too far or not, move your head around and naturally let it kind of rest where it's wanting to go there, and then it's like in the right spot. Although I think in the back it feels like it's not in the right spot, but it is. Angie said thank you. Angie's gonna send me an email. Angie's great for that. Thank you so much. Hi Brenda, how's it going? How are ya? Okay, so Brenda said that I converted her to the Milano Wig GripCap. It's awesome, isn't it? I feel like it's so easy. It also helps, I think, wigs to fit better, especially if you're a petite girly. The thing I love about the Milano Wig GripCap is with a petite girly, I think it like takes up space underneath the cap, so it can kind of fill in and make it fit better. That's in my experience. Kristen said they're little metal wig clips on either side of the nape to close the part. Oh my gosh, can you like send me a picture or something? I'd love to play around with those. Okay. Any questions? I let my wig rest where it wants, not pulling it down 1,500 times. I think it also makes it look like more obvious if you're constantly like rant, rant, rant. So even if it's up a little bit and you feel like, do people know or not know? I think you not playing with it is going to make it less obvious. Oh, okay. I think I missed a couple here. Let's see. If you have the Trust at Cool Flow, if one has to get the Cool Flow versus the Renee Paris Hot Tool, do you think one would be, they have different benefits? I do, and I'm going to get that. I'm going to get all three and tell you what I think of all three of the tools that are designed for synthetic hair fiber. So give me a second. We're in the store, so I might as well grab all the stuff. So I have three tools that we can talk about, and I think this is a really important conversation. Okay, got the tools. So I want to talk about these three tools. I think I love this. I'm going to talk about these three tools, and then I'm going to talk about pros, cons, benefits, what they're designed for, what they're meant for, and who might want what, when, where. Okay, so I'm going to answer that question, Miss Angie. But let me see what Deidre has to say really quick in case hers is a quick one. Deidre says, do you have an opinion on as to whether adding a strap in the inside of the cap is effective? Oh, thank you, Angie. I'm so glad you are enjoying this. Let me answer that quick, and then we'll get into the tools. Angie, while you're saying that, all of you, do you think I should do this once a month or twice a month? I do have videos that I put up on my channel called Your Wig Questions Answered. But do you like the live version? I don't mind doing it once or twice a month, but I only want to do what you guys want, okay? So Deidre, do I think sewing in a strap is effective? I do. I had done that in the past. I think it works very well for a couple reasons. One of the reasons that I think sewing in that strap. So the funny thing is there's a difference between wigs that are marketed towards women of color and then wigs that are marketed towards women who are not of color. Like, we know that there is sort of like the beauty supply store versus the name brand wig. The constructions are different. The features can be different. The terminology is different for same things. But I have found that there are a lot of wigs marketed for women of color, okay, who have the strap that's already built in. And what I like about that, some of it I don't like just because I find it like annoying to wear or not wear. And the thing that I don't also like about it is I'm a migraine sufferer. So if I'm wearing the strap and it's already like attached to my wig and I get a migraine, I can't flip it up because then I can feel it in the cap. But if you don't have that issue, the problem that I think that strap solved the best is, do you ever have a wig where especially if it's soft Swiss lace, but there's some, there was a wig by Paula Young, oh gosh, what was her name? And it was like, there was a heat safe version that they came out with and then a regular non version. And the heat safe version, for some reason, the cap, the lace would like pucker right in the front, and it was super annoying. So sewing in a strap actually can flatten that lace down. So that is Heidi. Thank you, Brenda. See, Brenda always knows. So the Heidi regular version, that was like the basic cap version versus the Heidi lace front, and it was a heat safe. The cap construction was different. And I remember, didn't I do a video on that? I swear I did a video on that. Brenda, did I do a video on that? I remember now that you said that, like we were having a conversation. I'm pretty sure I did a video on it because I think I sewed in a strap to keep it down. Yeah, I think I have a video on my channel about that. Yeah, it was Heidi. So that, I would say, yes, use the strap in order to pull that if you have it flat. If you are, yeah, Samantha, a lot of the outre wigs, and they do, it gives me a headache. However, I did find a strap, and I actually filmed a video on it, and the footage got corrupted. This was a long time ago. But I found a strap that you can sew in that has the, like the hooky-doos, the bra strap sort of clips like on a bra. so you could make it wider or like tighter or looser, okay? That strap I really liked because then you could kind of fit it. If you use the elastic band, like you're gonna measure it. So if you measure it too tight and then you sew it in, then you're just kind of like, you know, SOL, right? But I'd say if you have a really petite head, then doing the strap is going to be great. If you have a flat occipital bone, though, other than using it to pull down the lace, I actually think it's going to annoy you more than not. I've also seen, and I haven't tried this, but I've wanted to. I've also seen women sewing in like a lace wig grip. Like they'll get a lace wig grip, cut the lace part out, and then sew the wig grip onto the inside of the cap. And they say that that helps it stay on better. I have not tried that. To me, the Milano Wig GripCap like literally solves all those problems. So if I don't have to go like 20 extra steps, I just won't. So that's the answer to that. I hope I answered it. Okay, tulle. I'm gonna do the tulle twice a month. So we're looking at twice a month for Q&A. We can do that. In general, unless I have like a special event, like I'm having my grand opening on 2 Wednesdays from now. I'm having my grand opening. So what I'll probably do is have these lives on my channel on the opposite weeks that we have the live sale. So you know how I have every other Wednesday live sale, then every other Wednesday can be the live Q&A. So that'd be cool. Puckering lace, hate it. Hi, Sally. How's it going? Deidre, did that answer your question? Best way to do a flyaways? I'll come back to that. Will you have someone living for your doing part of the grand opening? Will you have someone living for you? Like live streaming it? Okay. All right. So I will come back to the flyaways, Brenda, if you don't mind reminding me. Okay. So we're going to talk about, I'm going to film it, but I don't know if I'm going to live stream. It's like all day. There'll be a ribbon cutting, but I will be filming it and having my editor, Joel, whom I love, put it together like a vlog for you guys. So you will be able to see it. Yes. But I don't know about live streaming it because there'll be people from the public and then I'd have to get all kinds of like, what's the word? Like photo releases and blah. So this way he can edit it in a way that, you know, makes it so nobody's identity gets put out there that doesn't want it. Okay. Okay. So the first one we need to talk about is this one. This is the Renee Paris Hot Tool. It's actually called the Renee Paris Flat Iron. I call it the Hot Tool because to me that's what it is. And this is the only tool like this that is specifically made for non-heat safe synthetics, okay? Some of the pros about this is you can't screw up because it only has an on and off button. You can't accidentally turn it up too high. You can't blah, blah, blah. And it also has a guard on it. Hi, Jana. It also has a guard on it. Now, if you grab this, yes, you would burn it. But if you just like accidentally touch, you won't burn yourself like you would with some of the other tools. For this one, I think this is invaluable for restoring your non-heat safe synthetics. It will also work on your heat safe synthetics. And my only like con, and it's not a con, it can be used to curl, and it can be used to curl your non-heat safe synthetics. But it doesn't take a lot, but it does take a little bit to learn how to curl specifically. Now, curling under, fixing ends, flattening out, that's not that difficult, but you can actually curl with this. And if you go to the Renee Paris YouTube channel, Alexander, who is the designer for Renee Paris, he shows you how to use this to curl, and he's like, and it seems so easy. I don't think it's a huge learning curve, but I do think if you're going to use this to like curl your non-heat safe synthetic, put a little time aside. This isn't something that you're going to be like, oh, it's not automatic and do it itself. There is a little learning curve to it. Okay. So that's what this is designed for, your non-heat safe synthetics. A lot of the pros are that you can't mess up the temperature. It's a little bit safer, and this is really good at restoring wigs, okay? So that's just the flat, this is what it's for. Of all three, see, now before the Envy tool come out, if you were to get one or the other, let's talk about the Cool Flow, then I'll talk about one or the other between the Cool Flow, and then I will talk about the other one and what I like about it. So this is the Cool Flow Dual Styler from Tressalure, and it looks like this. This is the one that has like a lot of features, right? You got a lot of bells and a lot of whistles with this. And I really love this for a lot of reasons. I do like the cool shot because when you're curling a synthetic wig, you shoot it with the cool air and that sets the curl. So I have videos on my channel where I was doing a tutorial, and this is before these tools came out, where you would like have to curl it, pin it up, wait for it to dry, and then let it set. Because, you know, we wear it as hair, but it's fibers. This has that cool setting, so you can basically set it like right away. I love that. The other thing I love is that there is a temperature. So you can have it be low enough for a lot of wigs, but you can actually have it higher. Like some of your wigs that have like a sort of a beefier heat safe fiber may need a little higher temperature. You can do that with this. I love it for the flat iron part is like lickety split. That's awesome. This one though, I also feel like has a learning curve with the curling. I think it makes the curls a little nicer and more defined than the Renee Paris Hot Tool. But if you don't curl it, and it tells you in the directions how to do it, but I don't know, my mind, I had to do it a few times before it like clicked, because if you don't do it the right way, you'll get like a line crease because it does have that line there. So it'll be like curl with a little line crease, okay? So again, learning curve on this, right? But there's a lot of features. If you're going to be doing stuff where so what's the difference? If you had to just get one, I would get this one because it's more versatile and it can do more things, right? If you're someone who wants the tool because you want to be curling stuff, going to the next level, doing some fun things, you know, whatever, I would say go with this one. But again, this is not made for your non-heat safe synthetics. But this is going to be for the person who really kind of wants to really change the look of the wig, right? Like you want to add curls to a straight wig. This is going to take it there a little bit easier. Again, learning curve. So long story short, no matter what you're doing, products, tools, if you have an old wig, keep it. I know it's like, okay, it's an old wig, I'm going to throw it out or donate it. I would say keep one heat safe and one non-heat safe synthetic, like as your tester. Anytime you're doing tools or products, try it out on those, you know, get it out. I have one wig where it's like half fried, half straight, half curly, because it's like my tester wig. However, I didn't think that this would be me, but I'm in love with this. I'm in love with this. And there's things about this I'm in love with and not in love with, but the one thing that I'm in love with is this brush right here. And my long, like, Beltress Dolce, I spray a little bit of that dual leave-in conditioner, and I just, like, it smooths it out, like, immediately. And I do have a video on this. I wanted to use all, because it has 3 attachments, and I think I might have used one of the 3. I'm going to try to release at least part 1 so you can get part 1, and then I'll get 2 and 3. These ones I think have a little bit more of a learning curve. This is like the barrel curling iron, you know, and it's an attachment, and this one here. But I have to say, in general, I use this Envy Air Styler with this tool all the time. And then secondly, I use this one to restore wigs specifically. And then, like I said, if I was really going to do some heavy-duty styling, I would use this. Karen, did that answer your question? Because I feel like that might have made you more confused. Let me scroll back and see what people are saying. They're saying... Sally says, I've used the snap clips inside my wig to help it secure. I just need a visual. Like, I don't know why I can't, like, think of what that would look like because I'm interested. Thank you. Thumbs up the video. Karen says, it takes a minute to learn how to avoid making the kink. You just have to keep moving. Yes. So you can do it. But like I said, it's just going to take a little bit. And frankly, a lot of women that come to wearing wigs, like they're coming to wear wigs and maybe their own bio hair, like it was either thin or they didn't have a lot of it, like ever really. So they didn't style their hair a lot in general. So to be like, yeah, I'm going to give you a wig and then you're going to use all these tools on it. That's like not a new, like that's, as a newbie, don't be playing around with all that because you got to get used to the fibers and the wear, and there's so much to the wig life to get used to. Adding in all the styling nonsense is like, it's going to overwhelm you and you're going to end up ruining a wig that you really like. So I would just say, like, let that be your second chapter of wig wearing where you want to start exploring. And I think if you are in that scenario, start exploring, start, doing different things. But I don't feel like out the gate that's something that you should get into because inevitably you're going to ruin a wig and then you're going to come to me and be like, I ruined this wig. Like, what can I do? Have your backup wigs. If you get some stupid wig off of Amazon and you're like, I hate this, and it was $15, keep it. Like I said, just to test things. Keep just one of them. Kristen says tester wigs are really a must for learning to trim also. Yes, I have a client that comes in here and she comes in here pretty regularly now. And she has a thing about cutting bangs. She has to have the bangs a certain way. You know me, I hate bangs in my face. And she always says she gives herself 10 minutes. So she puts a timer on because she's like, after 10 minutes, if I keep cutting, then I end up cutting too far, too much, whatever. So she said, I have to put a timer on so that I don't go too crazy with the scissors. Is there a benefit to getting the new 3-in-1 tool in addition to the other tool? Did I answer that question? I actually prefer it and I use it the most. Brenda says, I call myself Lazy Bee because I don't want to mess with styling. I don't either. And in general, like, listen, if you want a curly wig, then buy a curly wig. If you want a straight wig or a wavy wig, I mean, there's so many wigs now, and a lot of them are very similar. Like in Tressalore, I think that you could just buy wigs that are similar. One's more straight, one's more wavy, and one's curly. Just buy the 3 wigs and then rotate through them as opposed to, sending all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Or not sending all kind. I'm getting alerts. Kristen, I see that you sent me something. Instead of like changing this wig and being like, oh, I bought this wig, but I wanted it straight. Then just buy a straight one. That's just my 2 cents. Because heat safe or not, the more and more and more you're styling and restyling and doing all that stuff, you're just shortening the lifespan, no matter what the scenario. So Angie says, I have 2 Alvas, but they are bristling with Permatease. I do use a metal wig brush to break it up and float the hairs, but I have a lot of videos on Permatease and my thoughts about Permatease and tips about Permatease. Let me get at least one. I talk a lot about Permatease and what you can do about Permatease. I came to wigs from beauty supply store wigs first, and a lot of them they call them filler fibers, but a lot of them have that. So that was just something I was used to doing, and I would like my wigs real flat. So a lot of my older videos, I'm literally talking. I have so many videos on Permatease and what to do about it for reals. This one's a whole long video about it. I'm just going to put a couple in the chat so you have them. But if you search Tia Maria Wigs Permatease, a bunch of videos are going to come up, literally. Because Permatease is a topic that I've been tackling for quite a while. Because I think, unfortunately, like Lane from Renee Paris was my first, my first name brand wig. And I feel like some of those wigs would turn people off because of the Permatease. And I love it so much. And it's like, it's actually quite an easy fix if you know what to do. So I've talked about Permatease a lot. Yeah, so if you search Tia Maria Wigs Permatease, literally I just put in like 4 videos in the chat for you. Yes, Karen, a Permatease comb. I will show you what a Permatease comb looks like, and I'll give you the do's and don'ts, because there's some definite do's and some definite don'ts. Again, I have tons of videos on that topic. So, we were talking about frizzies and flyaways. Is that what we were talking about, Brenda? I'll get the lift comb and I'll get the other products to talk about frizzies and flyaways. Okay. So actually today I just did a video on, she's like that trend. I just did a video on the one product that I'm going to be talking to you. I guess I don't need this. I'll use this to make other videos. But I got to put there's an eyeglass company that is in this mall. And so they gave me a bunch of frames to like put on my girls so you can get an idea of what it looks like. And it's sort of like 2 small businesses working together. So I really love it. But I just did a video on how to use this particular product. So that will be coming out. So look to that. First of all, Permatease. I love the Renee Paris lifting comb to break up Permatease. I actually think I have a specific video on that. The one thing that I will say, you can see that this is kind of a sharp, they're kind of sharp, right? This is the best thing ever. However, do not rake this over your lace at all. Just use this in the Permatease section, please, because this will rip your lace. I remember I was watching Instagram and it was a new wig wearer and she was from the UK, I'm pretty sure. And I watched her use this as a comb and rip her lace on her very expensive wig. And I was like, that's not a comb. And I actually like messaged her. I'm like, that's not a regular comb. This is perfect for breaking up Permatease. Yeah, here. Talks about, I think it's in this video here. I talk about it. Do you think it would be helpful if I like did a newer updated video and like a compilation on Permatease tips and tricks all together? Would you like me to do that? Okay, so for the flyaways and the frizzies, if you feel like the flyaways and the frizzies are because of like a little bit of damage, I love the dual leave-in conditioner for that. Again, with any product we're talking about, don't overdo it with the products. I would use this in the areas that you think you need it, spray it on, comb it through. If it's just regular flyaways, again, I have a video on this too, which is the using the wig wax for the flyaways. I actually have 2 tricks. One is a product and one is not. Yep, I do. Yes, I do. I have so much content on my channel. In general, if you're looking for a topic, if you put Tia Maria Wigs and then whatever the topic is, flyaways, flat occipital bone, whatever, my stuff will come up for you. So the other thing that I love is the Tressolor wig wax, okay? Especially if you have just like the random flyaways. It has such a fine mist and a light hold. It will help get rid of that like ASAP. Before that, especially right now, like it's no joke, 11 degrees here. 11. Disgusting. But my heat is on, which just kicked on. So the air's so dry. I actually like just doing this, rubbing my hands together, getting it warm, and just going right down the fibers. Look, it smoothed this one down, and it wasn't even that flyaway. Do you see that? You like watched it happen. I actually do that before I do anything. Then I would use this wig wax if it's just a regular scenario. I use this shaping cream So this is the Beauty Mark Shaping Cream. It's going to be similar to the Envy Beauty Balm and also the Jean Renault Peace Out Cream, right? It's like a thick sort of a cream scenario. You need the tiniest bit. Again, I just did a video about this, so it'll be going up on my channel really, really soon. But I take the tiniest bit on my finger, especially for like the stuff that gets in my face. And then I rub it all in my fingers just to distribute it so you don't chunk it any one place. And then I literally just go like this and it'll smooth it back. And that's how I use this shaping cream, and it really works for Flyaways. So I'd say these are the products that I would say any of the balms, any of the shaping creams is fine. And that's just the one I have right here. Okay. Did that answer the Flyaway question? Hi, Kelly. Kelly says that Kristen's like, I couldn't think of the name of the comb. Kelly says, is there a way to make the cap that is too snug a little bigger? Yes, there is. There's a couple different ways. I want a Renee Paris one because they tend to have the bra strap adjusters. So part of it is the adjuster. So one way to make it bigger if you have the bra strap sort of pull adjuster is that if you can see on this wig here, do you see where the adjuster is attached? And you can almost see that there is a significant sort of gap in there. So it's automatically smaller because it's sort of gathered. That's why you have this gap and then it moves, right? The first thing I would do is actually clip out this sort of like belt loopy thing that's holding it down to see if it can give it a little more give. The other thing you can do is actually just pull this completely off, or some people snip it. So they snip it right here. You know, so you don't snip the soft nape, you just snip it right there, and then you would snip it right here. That's all automatically going to give you some room because as you can see, this is pulling it tight just sheer because of how it's constructed. And when I have had clients who've done that, they actually start with one side first, and then if they need a little more, then they add the other side because you still have the same issue on the other side too. It's already pulling. You can see it gathering just the way that the adjuster is. So that's one way to make it bigger if it is sort of the bra strappy type adjuster, which is going to be not exclusively, but I just see it a lot in Renee Paris and Amore and Norrico. If it is a hooky do, is this the Velcro? If this is a Velcro adjuster. Sorry, girl, I gotta take your glasses off. This mannequin even has like ear holes. Like I could put earrings on that. She's pretty. So this one here, yeah. So this is the Velcro adjuster. So I actually have some wigs that I feel like are too tight and they have the Velcro adjusters, and I literally just take the adjuster off completely, and that gives, look at how much room. Like, so I don't cut it, I just take the adjuster off. Again, you can cut like the belt loopy thing to give you some area, and then if you really want to, you would really only want to cut this off if you felt like it was annoying you. But that's what I do, is like I'll just leave it undone and then cut that little belt loopy thing. There are videos from other wig gurus. I have not done that, where they've actually cut the cap and sewn in, like, you know when you have a pair of pants, and this happened to my cheerleading skirt. My cheerleading skirt, I wasn't like a lot bigger than the girls, but I you know, had a little bit of a wider hips than I guess the other girls that were on the cheerleading team. And so I had to have like a panel sewed into my cheerleading skirt. Because I guess I had a little bit more assets than they did. Although I don't have that many assets, but I guess I had more assets than the cheerleading skirt sizes that we had. Because, you know, like, I don't know if you've ever been a cheerleader. They'll have like so many uniforms, and a lot of times they don't buy new ones just because a new cheerleader came on. So they would add like panels on the side. So I've seen videos where essentially that's what they did with the wig. I have never done it. so I can't speak to it. I would try those techniques first. Okie dokie. You can stretch a wig. I have seen people like wet their wig, like wet the cap, and then put it like on a wig head or something that's a little bigger and kind of stretch it. You could deform the cap though that way. So I would do those techniques first. Kristen says, I've cut the straps off. Yeah. Janice says, I go back and forth several times through the Permatease. You can disguise the Permatease. Yep. Yes, that stuff Beauty Mark paste is so good. Flyaways. Yeah, I have done that to make a wig bigger. All right, awesome. Well, it's been an hour. I can't even believe it's almost been an hour. So I'm not going to start a new question, but if there's any follow-up to what I've already asked, let me know that. You've told me that you want to do this twice a month. Now, I do have my grand opening next Wednesday, so it won't be twice a month this month, but every month that I can do it, it will be twice a month, and it'll be on my channel. I am kind of trying to separate like the Tia Maria wigs, which is called the Wig Lounge at Tia Maria. That's going to be the live sales, the ambassadors, some of my content too, but I'm trying to separate it like more of the businessy side, and then keep this still the vlogs, the car vlogs, my regular content that I've been doing for you for years, and even get back to some of that. So you can see kind of like I'm kind of separating that out. Samantha says, congratulations on your grand opening. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so if you're watching on the replay, you can go ahead. Hi, Jen. Hi, how are you? If you're watching on the replay, you can ask whatever questions you have down in the comments section. I will add them either to the list for next month, or I will add them to videos that I put together. Angie said, excellent discussion. Thank you. Okay, I'm so glad that you love this. So yeah, I will see you again. Look for this again. I will definitely do this maybe like in February. I think I'll be able to do it twice a month. So for the most part, look for every other Wednesday. So Wednesday, the opposite Wednesday to the sale. Look for these, and we'll just keep doing them, and it'll be fun. Okay. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening, and I will see you soon. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye. I don't know what just happened. I think, yeah, my ADHD just went 1,000. All right. Bye, everyone.